Hey, how's it going on, guys? Welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. Today, guys, we're going to be going over a lot of news that they had uncovered here at PAX. They did a panel here recently, Gearbox did, and they released a good bit of Borderlands 3 content, even hinting at other things like future DLC content. Obviously, we know when DLC 2 is coming out. We also know some other things regarding Steam and crossplay and stuff like that. So we're just going to dive straight into it. First off, let's go right into DLC 2. So the new DLC is called Guns, Love, and Tentacles, a marriage of Wainwright and Hammerlock. So basically this is Wainwright and Hammerlock's wedding, and there's some Cthulhu kind of HP Lovecraft vibes, which honestly I think that's pretty cool. We've seen some kind of monsters that looked HP Lovecraft like in the Borderlands 2 DLC, the Sir Hammerlock one, so we might see some monsters that kind of look similar to that. Overall, though, I think this DLC looks pretty good. If you have the season pass, obviously you get this included. This is the thing that you do have to unfortunately buy. You have to purchase the season pass or have the Super Deluxe Edition or better, and you will, of course, have the season pass included if you have the Super Deluxe Edition, and so on. But this is going to be the second DLC. Honestly, I'm more excited about this DLC than I was for the first one. I don't even think I covered that on my channel. I just flat out didn't think it was going to be too great, but this DLC actually looks pretty decent and looks pretty fun. So there is a little trailer that they did have, and we do have some pretty fucking cool characters coming back that were from Borderlands 2. So a couple of familiar faces will be among the guests at the betrothed partners engagement celebration. Former Vault Hunter Gaige is a moonlight as a wedding planner. So she's a wedding planner, which I thought was pretty interesting. They showed some art. That is what the thumbnail is for this video. But yeah, Gaige is back. She is here. She looks a little bit different. And of course, Death Traps is with her, which is just awesome. So we're going to see some old faces. And Crazy Earl is going to be back as well. They did a live sort of screenplay of it on stage for PAX. But here's some screenshots we have here of DLC 2. I mean, this looks interesting. This looks pretty fun. So we have some like winter looking bits, it looks like. These monsters look pretty cool. I'm not sure what these are. I think we're getting some brand new monsters, which will be pretty dope. Here's some new ones. This looks like to be some kind of like maybe the mansion that he's at. That's Wainwright's mansion. I don't know. This is on a new planet, it says. So we're not on the Jacob's planet. We're not on Eden 6. We're at this Verlargos, whatever that's supposed to be. So we're there technically. We're not on the Jacob's planet. They're not having it on their home planet. They're going to somewhere else. So eradicate otherworldly evil. So we have some different guys here. It's probably like a boss. Looks like some other type of bosses. New legendary stuff like that. And obviously here at the bottom just kind of explains more about it. But yeah, that's the Guns, Love, and Tentacles. It's kind of all we have right now. And the little trailer that they shown us. You guys can probably go watch that on the Borderlands YouTube channel. But that seems to be about all we have. It comes out March 26th. Pretty soon. And I'm really excited for that. This DLC looks pretty good. Still no talks on a level cap increase. I'm not sure if they're going to include that with maybe future DLC or possibly still this DLC, or if that's just going to be maybe a live update. I'm not entirely too sure. We also don't have the Ultimate Vault Hunter mode yet. They might wait till all DLCs out before they release something like that. So it looks like we're just going to have to kind of wait and see more on like level cap increases. We don't have any news on that yet. They didn't even talk about it, but they did talk about some future DLC, even DLC 3 and DLC 4. So let's move on over to some of the other stuff they were talking about here, so we can sort of move on and learn more. So we know about this DLC, and there's some other good news that are happening March 13th. So March 13th, for all you people who wanted Borderlands 3 on Steam, yes, it is releasing now on Steam. It is not exclusive to only the Epic Games Store. I'm not 100% sure about DLC. I'm sure the DLC will be there as well. They didn't even talk about whether or not DLC is downloadable through Steam. I'd assume it would be, but I'm still not 100% sure. And yes, it is crossplay. It even says it right here. Adding that PC crossplay between Steam and Epic Store will be possible thanks to the shift matchmaking functionality. So yes, you need to have a shift account in order to play with people from the different providers. If you're on Steam, play with someone on the Epic Game Store, you have to have a Shift account. So I'm sure most of you, if you're pretty dedicated Borderlands fans, you probably already have, like the Shift account, I'd imagine. Also, here's some art, by the way, with the with the 3 instead of the on the head. I thought I'd just include that because this could have potentially been what we got instead of the normal, box art and cover. It could have been the 3 instead of the, yeah. Anyway, we're getting crossplay, which is pretty dope. I'm not big on PC, but I'm sure all you guys who are big on PC, it's great. Not only to be crossplay, but finally it is on Steam. I'm sure a lot of people are wanting Steam. This was actually a pretty big deal with how it was going to be exclusive to the Epic Game Store. I'm happy it's going to be on Steam. I probably would rather buy it on Steam than the Epic Game Store, considering that I literally have no reason to have the Epic Game Store launcher unless I were to play Borderlands 3 on PC. But however, I'm not there yet. But when I do eventually buy Borderlands 3 on PC, I will definitely do it on Steam. You know how Steam is with their sales. Man, these sales are probably going to be going quick, and you're probably going to get some decent sales with the game. So I'm super excited about that. I'm just glad in general that it's on Steam. Although I do understand why they maybe did Epic Game Store. I'm sure they gave them a big chunk of money to say, hey, make it exclusive here first. I think we all kind of assumed eventually it would hit the Steam store, but it's good that it's happening here. And here's some concept art for DLC 3. Yes, DLC 3. They're already talking about the last couple of DLCs already, which is, pretty cool. They only gave a small little sneak peek. This little concept art here is all they said. So we've got 3 words for you: outlaws, dinosaurs. So it's going to be a western-y dinosaur theme. That's kind of what I get from this. It looks like they're flying on dragons while shooting guns. Dude, are we going to be able to control dragons and fly around and shoot? Is that what we are to assume here? Or are we just fighting enemies like that? Or is that our characters? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, how is this gonna go? It gives me a Lynchwood kind of vibes. If you played Borderlands 2 and you went to Lynchwood towards the end of the game, it kind of gives me vibes of like Lynchwood. So we can expect maybe like a Tiny Tina DLC / Lynchwood kind of put together, as far as I can kind of tell from the concept art and what they're saying. I think this could be pretty fucking dope though if they did this. This would be really fun actually. Hopefully we get to ride dinosaurs. I don't know. That'd be really sick, I think. They also talked a little bit about the 4th one. But the 4th one, it doesn't look like on their website here they actually say what's going on, but during the live stream they talked about possibly going inside the head of a psycho or something like that. I imagine they were talking about Craig. I imagine they were talking about Craig the Psycho, the playable character in Borderlands 2, the DLC ones, of course. I think what they're trying to do is, just like in pre-sequel, how you would go into Claptrap's mind and you play the game through his mind, I guess. Maybe what they're trying to do is now you're playing inside the mind of Craig. Maybe you're playing through his mind, which I think would be pretty interesting considering how he technically has some good left inside him, but he's still kind of crazy at the same time, and maybe you have to fight his conflicting self, You could see that in his little teaser and whatnot, with Maya and everything else. So maybe we're trying to help him kind of fight his demons. Maybe he'll become kind of like the first real, good psycho. A lot of people consider him to be the first good psycho, but maybe deep down, we could kind of change him to be normal again. And he just kind of be a normal dude. I don't know. It seems like they are willing to bring in old characters that haven't had as much limelight. So maybe in the other DLCs, the 3rd or 4th ones, we can start to expect to see some of the old characters come back. I mean, the first DLC here, we saw the Handsome Jack Double. We're going to be seeing Gaige now. We're getting some more of Crazy Earl. Maybe DLC 3 and 4. 4 sounds like we might be seeing Craig. Maybe in 3 we'll be seeing other people like Salvador. We haven't seen Zed yet. We haven't seen a whole lot of we haven't even gotten Axton yet. Main people from Borderlands 2 really haven't been shown yet. Their updated models. I'm sure they're going to look different just as much as Gaige looked different. But yeah, we're going to probably expecting a lot more of the older characters to kind of show up in the DLC season, which, I'm actually really, really happy about. I'm happy to see that they're bringing those dudes back instead of kind of forgetting about them. I was a little bit worried. Um, I know my best friend, he's a huge Gaige fan, and he was ecstatic to finally see that she's, coming back. But we'll try not to make this video any longer than it needs to be. We have a couple more things to go over here. Sorry, this is a lot. They actually showed off a lot of detail, but here is the new roadmap. We've seen the old roadmap. This is the brand new one with our new 4. It looks like they're trying to drop 4 things of content per roadmap, it kind of seems. So this is the new 2020 spring content roadmap. We had the fall one, of course, 2019. Now we're on the 2020 spring one. Starting off with the DLC, it'll come out March 26th. We already know about that. So paid content included in the Season Pass, Super Deluxe Edition, we know about that. A new planet, like I was saying before, new story and missions, favorite characters return, Gaige and whatnot. New legendaries, new cosmetics, we can kind of expect that. So all of these stuff here that are in the red are free updates. So you don't need to have the Season Pass to have these ones in the red, the things coming out in April and May. Looks like starting in April, we are getting the new Mayhem Mode 2.0. So what does this mean? Basically, they're doing somewhat of an overhaul on Mayhem Mode. Obviously, like I said, this is a free in-game update, overhauled modifiers, more fun, more loot, more mayhem. I think what he said is that they're actually adding more mayhem modes. If I can remember right, I think that's what he said, but I'm not entirely sure. Mayhem Mode 2.0. whatnot. So basically, Mayhem Mode is going to be changing and especially adding more modifiers. They talked about things like having a modifier be like the floor is lava, just different things like that, like maybe more gimmicky like modifiers instead of things that affect maybe your stats and enemy stats. Instead, it's going to be maybe funny gimmicky things like the floor is lava, or you have to keep jumping, or you're not able to crouch, or you're not able to reload, different things like that. More fun gimmicky things is what I imagine they're doing. I think he said that they're going to have over 20 new different modifiers, which I'm so happy about. And it sounds like you could have even more modifiers on in general, and I think more Mayhem Mode levels. I believe that's what he said. By he, I mean Randy Pitchford. I believe that's what they're doing. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to have to see more about this. I'm sure as we get closer to April, they will release more about what's completely going on in Mayhem Mode 2.0. It still sounds like they're still trying to add more stuff to it as well. Then we have Revenge of the Cartels. This is a free event as well, a lot like the Halloween one that we had. This one, though, is Revenge of the Cartels. Like I said, it's free in-game update. Take out cartel operatives, earn unique event rewards. This is the one we didn't really get a ton about. We didn't really learn a lot of. And then there's the Guardian Takedown. So we'll have the Molly 1 Takedown, and now we're going to be having the Guardian Takedown. These are obviously meant to be super hard. It's free, Iridian themed takedown, new challenging bosses, earn unique gear and cosmetics. So it's going to be Iridian themed. We're going to be fighting Iridian Guardians. If you guys have played Borderlands 1 and some of 2, you know who the Iridians are. So it's going to be Iridian themed. Probably going to be fighting a lot of those big guardians that we had seen before, which I think is pretty cool. I think the Iridians are pretty dope. I'm kind of curious as to maybe what planets we're going to for this. Maybe the Guardian homeworld. I don't know. We'll have to see for that. That's interesting, but that's going to be the furthest one away. It's only in May. And then I imagine around then we'll also be getting our brand new roadmap, probably a summer roadmap, which will also drop a DLC, and then the final DLC probably will be in fall with its own roadmap. So basically we got a whole year's worth of content for the season pass, which is pretty nice. I like it to be that way. I like it spaced probably decently like that. That's not too fast, not too slow. That's a pretty decent pacing, and that's roughly it, including this key right here. So guys, go ahead, get this key going. This is the very first 5 golden keys. It ends on March 19th. I'm trying to get this video out as fast as possible. It's still February, so you have quite a while. You have like 19-20 days to get this code in. It's the first 5 golden keys. At least stockpile it if you're not going to use it yet. I recommend saving it in case they do increase the level cap at some point. I'm sure they're going to, considering how low the cap currently is. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up increasing it more. although leveling is a little bit different in this game. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see if they do increase that or not. There still hasn't been any talks for it, so we're gonna have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it for all new content. I would like to talk a little bit about microtransactions. So Randy Pitchford said during the whole live stream that we have gone 6 months with the game being out. For the most part, well, in reality, there hasn't been any microtransactions. Now, he was saying this like, hey, we've gone this far without them. There's a lot of new players. He says there's millions of new players each month in Borderlands 2, so 3 obviously is a lot more. So the game is still being supported and brought out pretty decently well. People are buying DLC. I think this DLC is going to be better than the first one, personally. Just environment and characters and whatnot. I think this is going to be really fun. But and the whole HP Lovecraft theme is going to be great. But anyway, I digress. I wouldn't be surprised if inevitably, a little bit down the road, we end up seeing microtransactions, unless they keep blowing it out of the water with DLC content and a lot of people keep coming and buying the game. I do think it'll stagnate a little bit and they'll add in microtransactions. Now, this is a company where this is okay, I would assume. It really depends on what the microtransaction like content is going to be, whether or not it is worth it. If it's cosmetics, I don't want it. It's not a big deal. If it's guns, rare guns, I don't want it. What I think they should do is, and I know it's pretty bad because of Fortnite breaking it in, I do think a battle pass like system would be better. Have something that is free, but people can jump further ahead if they were going to want to do that. I think that would work better overall. But this is kind of my opinion. I don't want everything to have the battle pass system. I'm sure there's probably a better system. Let me know down below what you feel about Borderlands 3 possibly having microtransactions. Now, he didn't say it was guaranteed that they were going to do this, but he did seem to bring up the point that, hey, we've gone this long without having to do that. But like he said, at the end of the day, though, to keep creating content and keep making these DLCs and everything else, he does have to pay his workers, and it is hard work. So don't be so surprised if they eventually do that. And, you know, going so long without doing it too, it's pretty nice. You know, I'm okay with that. I think microtransactions for new missions and story isn't too bad, as long as the price is worth it and the amount of content you're getting is worth it. But I think that's about all I have for this video, guys. Please let me know your thoughts. Like this video if you like these types of content updates. I'll keep doing them and fishing for more details. As more details come out about certain things and events and the takedown and the DLC and stuff like that, I'll keep informing you guys on it. I'm trying to make these videos really worth it and push a lot of brand new content for you guys, especially you Borderlands fans. I've been in this community for a long time, and I'm a super big fan of Borderlands, all the way back since Borderlands 1. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe for more content. And as always, I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.